What up? This is Rashid Davis, former Chicago Bear wide receiver. Yeah, that guy. And you're rocking with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but they don't know jack.
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, aka B Twice. And when I go podcasting, I make sure to rock with the Chicago Clubhouse Podcast, where they think they know everything, but they really don't know shit. Twice.
The podcast where we think we know everything, but we really don't know shit. Wake y'all ass up! It's game day, and we having a special podcast today. We are pre-gaming with my guy, none other than former fast as hell return man and wide receiver, Johnny Knox. But before we get to that, let me go ahead and introduce my all-star team. Wake y'all ass up. First up, my man that knows every single stat from the 90s. Well, actually, from the 80s, he showed us the other day. Every team from the 80s and 90s, football and basketball. My man, JB.
What up, man? Bear down on Saturday.
How you
Bear
feel,
down
bro?
on Saturday.
Man, let's get this. Early in the morning.
Man,
But hey,
charged, man. This guest is one of my favorites. I'm super charged.
My favorite ever. And next up on the All-Star team, my man, the X Factor, AB.
What's up, guys? How you doing on Saturday?
What's up, homie?
What's up,
A little early, but I'm ready to rock. Let's do this thing, man.
Let's
Ready
to go.
I'm T. Nick. I'm the point guard, quarterback. Here we go. So, we're going to introduce my man, one of the fastest dudes I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Now I'm 45 years old. Man, well, I don't even want to say anything. I'll let him say it. Let's bring him in, Johnny Knox.
What up?
Johnny! What's up, man? It's really, really good to see you, bro. It's really good to see you. And I know everybody in the chat is so excited, too, to see you, man. But
I really appreciate that, man. Thanks for the love.
No doubt. And before we even get into any football, man, how's your health?
I'm doing good, man. I'm standing up. I'm moving around still. Still get to enjoy my life with my kids and my family. So that's all I can be thankful for.
Absolutely. True. Oh, before I forget, Guten Tag. I just learned that shit.
Did you say it right?
I think so. I don't know. Did I, Johnny? Did I say it right?
Man, I'm still trying to learn. So it sounds familiar.
Right? Yeah, something like that.
That, right?
For those of you all in the chat that don't know what we're talking about, Johnny is in Germany. And that was my attempt at German. It probably sucked. But yeah, Johnny's in Germany. Mm-hmm. How'd you get out there, man?
So my wife, she's in the Air Force. So yeah, this is where, this is her first duty station. So this where they stationed her.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And how are you
at the Frankfurt Air Force Base, next to where the stadium, the basketball stadium was?
We're probably like an hour from Frankfurt, but we're at Ramstein Air Base.
Okay. The military base is like 10 miles from Frankfurt Airport, right?
Yeah, yep.
I used to play out there, so I remember that.
Okay, yeah, it's a few bases around here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So how are you adjusting to Germany?
At first, it was kind of foreign when we first got out here, but as the weeks and the months went by, start to get used to everything, and it kind of feels like home away from home.
Okay.
The area that we stay in is pretty Americanized. You know, a lot of the Germans, they know English because, you know, there's a lot of bases around here. So they have to learn, you know, pretty much our culture, and we're learning their culture. So the whole family pretty much adjusted pretty well.
Okay. And the kids like it there?
Oh yeah, they love it. They love it. Yeah.
Are they speaking any German?
Nah, not yet.
They're probably on their way though.
Before I got up here, you know, I said to myself, man, I really want to try to learn and pick up their language. But when I got down here and start to hear the words come out, man, it's
real right there.
It's difficult.
Like, say that again.
Yeah.
What?
Real.
So Abilene Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what made you choose the HBCU?
Yeah, it's not actually HBCU. It was a Division II when I was there.
Oh, when
But
you were
now-
okay.
Yeah, when I was there, it was Division II, but now they're D1 AA. I believe they're in the Southland Conference. But coming out of JUCO, pretty much that's the only school that really just gave me a chance and really just, you know, showed any interest in me. And
Really? Okay.
yeah, I went to a few other Division IIs, pretty much in the same conference that Abilene was in at the time. And I heard that Bernard Scott was going there, the running back that was there with me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I played against him at Blinn, so that was kind of pretty much a no-brainer.
Now, did you all cross paths in high school? Because you're from Texas, so were you in that whole North Texas, Midland, all that Permian, all that?
No, I was in the Houston area. You know, like you said, he's in that Wichita Falls area up
Mm-hmm.
that way. So I didn't know too much about him until I got to JUCO and played against him when he went to Blinn.
Oh, okay. Nice. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
So Taylor Gabriel, former Bear, he went to Abilene, and Danielle Manning
too, yeah.
Danielle Manning.
It was some ballers over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Ballers over there, man.
Man, I don't know what it is. I guess it's the water that we're drinking down there. Yeah,
living, breathing football down there.
Like for real. That's pretty much Texas in general. But
right.
Yes, it's a few guys that came out of Abilene. Like you said, Danielle Manning. It was me, Edmund Gates. He was like a year or two after me. Taylor Gabriel. Another cousin of theirs, Ashton Whiteside. It's like their whole family is football. It's North Scott, Ashton Whiteside, or another younger brother, Daryl Richardson. He was drafted.
Edmund Gates too, I think.
Yeah, Edmund Gates. He was drafted
he played for the Dolphins.
Yep. Yeah. And Daryl Richardson, he was drafted by the Rams.
Okay.
So it's like 4 or 5 of them that played in the league.
Man, that's like them Fuller boys.
Yeah, for real.
Definitely.
That's all good, man. So a burning question that I have, and I'm sure a lot of other people have. Who's faster, man? You or Devin?
Me.
You didn't even let you finish. Ain't even a question.
Yeah,
that is a burning question. I mean, I know on paper 4.3. Johnny runs a 4.3 or ran a 4.3, and Devin ran a 4.4. I know on paper, but in real life, Johnny. Okay, I get it.
Like, yeah, man. I'm gonna say me all the time. It doesn't matter.
As you should.
We actually tried to race one time during practice, but Lovey wouldn't let us because he didn't want us to get hurt or pull anything.
Man, Lovey, come on.
Yeah, for me, if you line me up against anybody, I know it's other fast people out there, but if you line me up against anybody, I think I'll give it to anybody.
You sure did. That rookie year, you had that 102-yard kick return against Detroit, and I know I was just like, is he moving or like
flying.
They were in slow motion.
Just
and you were
gliding.
Yeah. Hey,
I
I
was just like, we were so excited, man. And just to see, us longtime Bears fan, man, we hadn't seen anything as fast as you since like Willie Gault, man. Real talk.
Been a minute.
Mhm.
So it was like a godsend seeing you, man. It was such a blessing seeing you play. Your post corners, turning people around, going to get that ball, man. Like we really, really enjoyed what you brought to Chicago, man. We know that you were on your way. I'll never forget that. You had 51 catches and almost had 1,000 yards.
yeah, like
Crazy.
9-7.
Yeah.
57.
And I was just like, Jay, get this man the ball like every play.
Just keep chucking it, man.
Yeah, those was days, but with my injury, I can't even jog nowhere near as close to that.
Understandable. But how was that playing, all that energy and speed and everything, playing with a guy like Jay Cutler, who feels that he can overthrow anybody?
It was good. Like you said, a guy with an arm like that can pretty much put it out there, and he had a guy like me that can pretty much go and get it. It was a good experience overall. I think that's what kept defenses at bay.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much knew we could take the top off, and that was a good thing for our offense.
I can't remember who the safety was. I remember it was a game against Green Bay you showed out, and when they showed a side-by-side screen, you could only see 10 people because the safety was so far back, he was off the screen.
Definitely keeping them out of the box.
Right.
Yeah.
You outran him so bad, he wasn't even on the TV
He
screen.
wasn't on the screen. He's like, nope.
I'm trying to think what game that was. Was it at home or away?
It was here. It was here in Chicago.
At home. Okay.
I can't.
Yeah.
For life of me, I can't remember the receiver.
I know he had dreads,
He had
right?
dreads. He had dreads.
JB, you the stat guy. You supposed to know that.
I know it's early, man. I am.
He got a point, JB. I mean, see if I can look that up actually real quick. What year was that?
You said he had dreads?
I want to say
He had dreads.
That was either 2009 or 2010.
It was 09, I think,
It was
right?
09,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I'm thinking.
And you dusted him. It was funny how he just got dusted. And who can forget?
I can't remember.
Who didn't Johnny do that to, man? Honestly, let's be real. I mean, no, hang on. Let me see if I can find this.
Who
guy.
can forget that fake with Devin Hester? Man, oh my
Are you
God.
talking about Atari
and they-
Bigby or Nick Collins?
No, because Nick Collins.
No, it wasn't Nick. I
Linebacker.
don't think it was Nick Collins.
No, he's a safety.
He is a say. Okay, so it was one of them. But he was
I don't think it was Nick Collins.
Oh, I'm looking at the lineup right now, and it's got the starting safeties were Atari Bigby and Nick Collins were the starting safeties for them that year.
Collins had dreads?
Whichever one had the dreads.
I'm trying to find a photo.
I think it was Bigby.
Digby, that sounds
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah. Nick Collins didn't have dreads.
Yeah.
Let me double check this just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's who it is too.
But yeah,
We
so
just don't have a photo of him.
that fake with Devin Hester, man, that was oh my God.
ridiculous.
No one can forget that.
How,
But
was
then
it
they
work
call
on
that shit back.
It's Atari Bigby,
It is big?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we was practicing that play during practice and was like, man, how is this play gonna work? Like, how could they, not know that there's something going on? Because I'm not on punt return at corner, never. So
Right.
got in the game that week, tried it. It didn't work because I forgot what happened. He kicked it out of bounds or kicked it a certain way, but we knew our special teams coach knew that punter was a directional punter. The way that he turns his body, that he knew that they was going to kick it a certain way. So that's kind of like how he figured out that this play could pretty much work. So got in the game, he kicked it exactly where that our special team coach Dave told said that where he was going to kick it. And the type of return that Devin is, you got to account for him too.
Right.
he did a great job acting, and he kicked it on the sideline, and I pretty much
Just
caught it on the sideline and just walked down.
then a bolt of lightning just went by.
But they was wrong for calling that flag on that one, man.
Who held? Or who did they say held?
They said Corey Graham did, but he was nowhere near the play, so I don't know why they called that. That play was supposed to win the ESPY that year, hands down.
Man.
Definitely.
And then I seen a few other teams actually tried it, and it worked too.
So that was just like Dave just came up with that, or you and Devin decided to come up with it because of the kick?
No, Coach Dave Tobe did. He was the mastermind behind that.
Oh, okay. All right. But shit, I mean, that so not only were you fast as hell, you had sure hands.
Mm-hmm.
Sure hands. Like Jay pretty much singled you out almost every game because he knew. I think that he knew if he threw it to you, it was gonna be caught. It was gonna be caught, and you was gonna get some yak. That's it. So, what would you say was your strongest feature aside from speed? Is it your hands?
Yeah, I'll probably say my hands because as a receiver, you have to be able to catch, especially catching balls from a guy like Jay that has some velocity behind it. You have to have some hands. But yeah, I really took pride in having good hands and catching everything that came my way because as a receiver, you have to be able to catch. If you can't catch, then you should be playing DB.
Right.
Yes, those the
right.
DBs.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a DB.
My bad.
No, it's all good. All good, man. All good.
Mm-hmm.
I could catch a little bit, just a little bit.
So Johnny, I got a question for you. How was that Pro Bowl atmosphere the year that you took? I would think it was it Percy Harvin?
Mm-hmm.
I think he got hurt and you were selected. How was that experience for you?
Man, it was a real cool experience. The only thing that I didn't like about it was that it was in Miami. I've been to Miami before.
Right. You wanted to go to Honolulu.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Hawaii, Honolulu. I'd never been there before, but overall, it was a cool experience. Got to see guys that, I watched growing up. Got a chance to run into a guy that I admired coming into the league, Ocho Cinco.
Oh,
there you go.
Yeah, had a chance to speak with him. Met Brandon Marshall for the first time. So overall, man, it was a cool experience to see guys that I played against and watched and play before I made it to the league.
Nice. And it's still like that fraternity, right? Like you all are still very linked and everything. I love to hear stories like that. You're our first, if I'm not mistaken, our first Pro Bowler we spoke to, right?
I'm not sure. Is it? If it is,
it's either you or your second because of Tim Jennings, right?
I was gonna say, I think TJ had 1 year.
Yeah, Tim went.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think what?
Did Alex win?
No.
I think it was 2010.
No.
Yeah, Tim did go. So only Tim and Johnny. They're the only Pro Bowlers
until Lance.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That's great. Heck yeah.
Awesome.
So out of everything, Johnny, out of high school, college, NFL, what was your favorite moment of your entire career playing football?
Man, I'll probably have to say
there's got to be tons of different ones, but
yeah,
if you had to pick one.
It's either high school or college, because growing up, coaches always told me, man, enjoy this moment. When it came to high school, enjoy this moment because you're never going to get this again. And looking back, I can see exactly what he meant by that. You know, growing up with your high school friends, guys that you grew up with. That's one of the best experiences that you can get.
You have a favorite player that you played with throughout your entire career, or
In the league, man,
either
either
college, yeah. My cat coming to say hi.
It doesn't matter what level I played on. I've always been surrounded by a great group of friends, great group of teammates. A lot of guys that have different type of characters.
Yeah.
So I really can't tell you exactly whether it was high school or college or with the Bears.
Was there a favorite, like a favorite guy that you went up against?
Went up against, I'll probably have to say my first game when we went down to Lambeau playing against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
Charles Woodson.
There you go.
How could you not be excited playing against a guy like that?
Well,
That was my first catch was against him. It was a go route, like 70-some yard bomb. They said I stepped out of bounds, but I didn't. So my first catch should have been a touchdown.
And they're always trying to rob you, it sounds like.
At least something.
a lot of bad calls in the NFL still, though. So
I'll probably have to say Charles Woodson.
That's a good answer. It's a real good answer.
And he was still in his prime right there because I think in 2010 he won Defensive Player of the Year. So
yeah, that was still a dominant guy right there, Hall of Famer. Shout out to him. Johnny, let me ask you this: how intense was Packer Week?
Man,
especially for that to be your first game.
Yeah.
Like, how intense was that week leading up to it?
I think after I got drafted, coming into Hallis Hall, that's all I heard about. Packers. You got to beat the Packers. So, the week following up to that game, it's like the Super Bowl. That's one of, if not the best rivalry in the NFL. So how could you not be excited about a game like that?
Right, absolutely. Lovey would take that personal. I remember his interview.
Yes,
we're going to beat the Packers, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we're going to beat the Packers.
It's the first thing he ever said. Yeah.
Yeah. Every Bears fan takes that personal.
Damn right. So how much do you follow our Bears now, Johnny? I mean, I know it's hard for you, obviously, living in Germany, but do you still follow the team?
Yeah, I try to as much as possible, but like you said, being up here 7 hours ahead, it's hard to catch them. And I don't like watching games that's previously recorded. I like watching them live because
I'm the same way, man.
Yeah, I can't.
It just don't feel the same
at all. Like I talk to people up here, they be like, "You gonna watch the game?" I be like, "You gonna watch the game?" They be like, "I'm gonna record it." I'm like, "No, I can't do that." I gotta watch it live.
Right.
Like I can't explain it, but
all those updates coming up on your phone too. So I mean, it almost ruins it for you.
Yeah.
I get that. So what do you think about our new little quarterback situation that we're in right now?
Man, it always seems like we're in a quarterback situation.
That is true.
But I like it. I think Andy Dalton, he's gonna bring that veteran presence for what we need as of right now. Mm-hmm. And what's his name? Fields. He looked really solid. I like what he did at Ohio State, and I really haven't got to see what he did in the preseason game. How did he do?
He started out the first 3 drives weren't real good. He had 3 and outs, but after that, he ended up with 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing, 1 passing. I think 175 yards all purpose.
Yeah.
He played pretty good, but
I see the stats.
Yeah, like it kind of happened more against the second, third team than it did the first team, really. But promising looking though. I mean, really calm in the pocket. Just doesn't look rattled by anything, man. And that's something I don't think we've seen in a long time, honestly.
Yeah. And what is this, 3rd game? So he should get
second game.
Second game, and they play the Bills, which is very interesting.
Yeah, but now that there's only three
Right.
preseason games, the second one's kind of taken a little more precedent now, like the third preseason game used to do. So this should be. I think they said that Andy's going to play a quarter and a half probably, and then they're going to put the kid in. And Mitch Trubisky's going up against the first team defense. That's what I'm really interested in. I can't wait to see that.
I thought they said Josh Allen wasn't going to play, right?
Josh Allen's not playing. No. But I think the rest of the team, for the most part, is. I'm maybe a couple guys here and there, but first team reps for Mitch. We'll see how that goes. I'll be excited to see that.
Man, I think they're going to tee off on that, boy.
I think they're going to. Yeah, I do too. I think they're going to hurt the man. I hope not, but.
And we can't boo Mitch. It wasn't his fault. You know, he was put in a no-win
Mitch
situation.
was on the other team. I'm a boo his ass.
I mean, I gotta go with G on this one, man. I'm sorry, JP, but I'm definitely booing him. I mean, you're right. It's not his fault where he was drafted. It's not.
Right.
But
that's what I meant by it's not his fault.
You know, and all I hear all the time is, oh, he was such a great guy. He was such a great guy. That doesn't translate into wins in the NFL.
No.
You know, for me,
to do enough.
It doesn't. And that's the thing that people hold on to is, yeah, he's a good guy. He's the first one in, last one out. But he didn't really learn anything, apparently, because he still couldn't throw the ball more than, 10 yards down the field? I mean, he just wasn't it, man. And that's.
What you think, JP?
You know what? No more Mitch talk, man. I'm getting sick.
Yeah. You're going to get him mad.
Hey, sorry for wasting your time on that, man, Johnny. I apologize.
Nah, you good.
Hey, but I would like to – I don't know if you got the chance to see him a little bit last year or some of the little preseason highlights this year. I like Darnell Mooney. He kind of reminds me of you, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah. He's a fast guy, pretty much the same build frame as me. From what I see, I like him, and I can see what people say and mean by that.
I don't think he's as fast as you, but
no,
he's definitely very, very comparable to you in a lot of ways, definitely.
Yeah,
and that's a great thing. I look at because you look at football today, and everybody's like, who's the next Tyreek Hill or who's the DK Metcalf? But you got to remember the people that came before them. You know what I'm saying? So a player like yourself, a Tyreek Hill, is in that mold of a Johnny Knox. You know what I'm saying? And that's a testament to you because, like I said, you made it look easy. Everybody can't do that. No. You know? Yeah. And that's what I'm like, when I see a guy, they be like, man, he kind of Johnny Knox X. We like, oh,
okay.
Sign right now.
Yeah.
So I actually found that fake punt clip. I was going to play.
You found it?
It is a little fuzzy, but let's take a look at it. Johnny, I'll let us unfold that play for us a little bit more afterwards. Here we go.
When they're trying to analyze a football game, but anybody watching this game would not say they should have run it more than they did.
Penalty flag comes down as the catch is made on the far side of the field by Knox. A total deke by Devin Hester. A flag is down, however, back inside the 20. And the referee and the officials are calling this back. It was an interesting play with Devin Hester moving as if he was going to catch it, and the punt was in the direction of the far sideline, but they're calling a hold against Chicago to erase the play.
Damn hold.
Wow. Every time I see that
one
play,
hurt, man. The cameraman didn't even know where to go. It's so bad, man. You guys even fooled the camera guy. It's crazy how that went. But so I got bullets in here.
My man, bullets.
He's talking about Mooney's 40 time compared to yours. Yours was a 4.34. This was 4.38. So
I'm saying that.
As I said,
he's fast.
We know it.
Mooney is fast, but
hey, that 4.34, that was my official time. So you get two
right?
Two runs at the combine. My first one was a 4.25.
Woo! Damn.
And then my second one was a 4.34.
A 4.25?
Oh my God.
Jesus. So why didn't they chart that one down then?
I don't know. Like, for some reason, it seemed like my 40 time was the only one that dropped off like that. Everybody else, it was like 3 or 4 of the guys that had a faster time than me, that their first run and their second run was pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And my 2 runs was the only one that had a drop off like that. So I was really confused to why it ended up like that. So that was a little shaky to me.
What's it feel like when you're going that fast? Like, you know, us 3 can't really comprehend like moving that fast. Like, you feel like, man, like, please describe that for me, because my ass is never gonna get close to that. So I need to hear what it's like. You know, just like feeling the wind and going that quick. Like, are you like afraid that, you know, you're gonna fall? Like, it'd be like a car accident when you fall, you know? Like, it's a little different compared to us.
Yeah, if I was to trip and fall, it'll be some trouble, but it feels normal. It don't feel any different than I guess somebody that runs a 4.5, 4.6. It just feels normal.
When I try to run fast, I feel like I'm gonna topple over.
When you walk, you probably feel like you're gonna tumble over.
Not funny. Oh boy,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So Johnny, what are you doing in Germany now?
That was my next question.
Right now I'm just my kids are playing sports right now, so I'm just trying to keep my kids in sports as much as possible, because, you know, when we first got down here, COVID hit pretty hard, and we wasn't able to really do anything. So really just this past few months, things are starting to open back up and the kids are in sports. So I'm really just busy with that kind of right now.
Okay. What sports are the kids playing?
Son is in basketball. I just signed him up for flag football, so we're gonna see how that goes.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm really excited about that. My daughter, she's my oldest, she's in volleyball, and the younger 2, they're too young right now, so it's just the older 2 that we're, you know, keeping up with right now.
That's wonderful. Johnny, let me ask you this, because I don't know if you know how long you'll be in Germany, but if you do come back stateside, any coaching in your future? Would you like to, you know, teach some of these guys how to actually run routes and catch the ball at the same time?
I actually do. Actually, before I came up here, I was at Carmel High School.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
You was at
yeah.
Hey, he knows a little something about Mount Carmel, don't you?
Now Mount Carmel. Mount Carmel.
Not Mount Carmel, yeah. Carmel Catholic. Over there in what's it? Now I forgot the name of the city. Not Gurney. It's Mundelein, I think.
Mundelein.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. I was there when you know, Blake Annan, the tight end that was with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
He was the head coach there for a year or 2. And then I was there with him. Yeah, I was there with him for 2 years. Then right before I left, Jason McKee became the head coach.
Right.
We know I knew that because we talked to J Mac and he did that.
Yeah. And I wasn't able to coach with him because, you know, we ended up moving up here. But I was coaching receivers there.
Man, that's what's up.
Okay.
But I do want to get back into coaching and, you know, dropping a little bit of knowledge. I don't know a lot, but I know a little.
Yeah, you know enough
to get by. You definitely do.
More than enough to get by. Yeah. So do you see yourself
alone, Johnny? Because, you know, back in the day, a drop in the bucket came from a D2. If you didn't go to a major D1 PWI, a lot of people looked at you different, you know? So your story alone is inspirational, and you got a lot to teach those kids that you didn't go to a D1, that don't mean you can't make it.
Yeah, definitely. It doesn't matter where you go, D1, D1 AA, D2, D3. If you put in the time, you put in the work, and you just keep putting in that grind, they'll find you anywhere.
So is the sport really growing where you're at now? I mean, obviously it's not going to be like it is here, but is it something that's trending in the upward route now?
Abilene.
Yeah, no. I meant Germany. Sorry.
Oh, Germany. Oh, okay. To be honest with you, I'm not sure. I know they do have football down here, but I don't know how big it is. I do plan on, catching a game or two to, see how the game is played down here. But a lot of kids, I see a lot of kids on base walking around with their helmets, and I ask, "Are y'all gonna have a season this year?" They be like, "Yeah, we are," and I'd be like, "I'm gonna check y'all out." So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they're about.
See, I wonder if those, Alan, are the kind of remains, the structural remains of the old Frankfurt Galaxy. Remember in the Euro League?
You might be right.
If that kind of trickled down to create, yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was going to allude to, is that, with you being there, you could definitely have an influence on these leagues. Maybe you could get something really going there, Johnny. I mean, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a shot.
Go put a good word in for me, Alan.
We'll try. We'll do what we can do for you any day.
Clear and stream.
Absolutely.
So do you run into in Germany, do you run into a lot of people saying, aren't you that guy from the States that ran that kickback or anything like that?
Nah, not yet. I haven't ran into anybody like that, but my wife's coworkers, some of them know what I used to do, and some of them do remember, my playing days and do remember that play. So,
okay,
not just from random people, because I guess they can't recognize me because got the mask on and all that. But
right.
Yeah, some friends here and there.
Okay. And how does that make you feel when they do recognize you? Like, yeah, that's me.
I don't think about it too much, because I've been in them shoes before. I'm a laid back, chill, humble guy, so it really doesn't move me too much or at all.
That's what you see.
Yeah, we could tell you real humble, man. But man, I mean, you're a monster over here. Everybody remembers. Every real Bears fan remembers.
I'm gonna be more than humble for
Johnny
you.
Drama, man.
Johnny Drama.
Don't forget Johnny Drama. Never.
Man, I remember those days, man. I really appreciate the love and the support. Like, it doesn't matter who I talk to, I always feel that love, between friends or fans. It's always gonna be there, especially coming from Bears fans. They're diehard to the end.
Well, we also appreciate people that work hard. They give it their all on and off the field, and that's something you did, Johnny. So it's really easy for me, just growing up watching you was a pleasure, man. Absolutely,
man. Thank you.
It's from the heart.
So speaking of fans showing you love, can we throw that picture up, baby?
Absolutely. Get back there. You caught me off guard. Where's your picture at? Oh, here we go.
So I asked those fans to throw on their Johnny Knox jersey and send it to me, and I put it all together. That was just the other day. Had I done it a long time ago, I probably would have been flooded with pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So I mean, Johnny Knox lives on over here.
Yeah.
You're about to be a legend. Actually, you kind of are.
Kind of is still.
Yeah.
Very much.
I was surrounded by nothing but legends, when it comes to the Bears. So I was just trying to be like them.
That's awesome.
Greatness. Johnny, in college, did you know the Bears were going to draft you first, or were other teams, still in contact with you at that time?
I had no idea that the Bears were going to draft me. I didn't know anything about Chicago, never been. Coming out, I had a few teams come, scout me here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But leading up to the draft, I had no idea. Got that call from the Bears, talked to Lovey, and the rest was history.
So, what was it like working with Lovey Smith? How was he as a coach for you? I'm always
he-
curious to hear about that.
Yeah, everybody knows that Lovey was a defensive-minded coach.
Yeah.
So I've had good conversations with him. Overall, he was a good coach. I felt like he did right by me, and I really enjoyed that experience that I, had playing for him.
So who was your OC that first year?
First year, Ron Turner.
Ron Turner. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. I was never really a big fan of Ron Turner. I'm not. I didn't like him in Illinois. I didn't like him when he came here, man. He was just one of those guys I just couldn't get behind his schemes, man. But
Yeah.
you'll have that.
Yeah, I only had a chance to play for Ron Turner that first year, so I was pretty young. So,
And then who was after that?
Mike Martz.
Yeah, Mike Martz. That's right, Mike Martz.
Dude.
The Air Show. Air Show.
Yeah.
How was that relationship with Mike Martz?
Without Greg Olson.
Yeah, I don't even know if it. I don't even know if it was a relationship. It was just. It was what it was, I guess.
Yeah. So you basically on like the day-to-day, you were more in tune with like your wide receivers coach and stuff like that, right?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah. Daryl Drake.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Daryl Drake.
He was a good one. He was.
Yeah.
I always liked him.
R.I.P. Daryl.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yep. So man, you can't watch the game, that's right.
Well, you can, but it'll be up late.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I know you can get that NFL streaming app now that allows you to watch all the games, but you gotta pay for it. But
Yeah, no,
I don't like watching it on
I'm not waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning to watch no game.
Hell no.
Right.
I actually did that once when I first got down here. I forgot who the Bears played. It might have been Green Bay, and go figure. I woke up late, like 2 or 3 in the morning, just to say I caught, a Bears game in Germany late at night.
Mm-hmm.
But now, I'm not going.
You ain't gonna do that no more.
Learn your lesson.
Mm-hmm.
You can just pick up the stats in the morning when you wake up, man.
Yep,
Forget all that. Yeah, forget all
Run
that.
on ESPN and catch everything.
That's true. That's very true. How were y'all practices like going up against Tim and Peanut, Chris Harris and them? How was it like? Were those practices pretty intense?
Oh yeah, every day. I think we all made each other better. That's why, we was who we were. Especially going up against a guy like Peanut, he's always guarded, the top wide receiver on the opposing team. So going up against him, I feel like we made him better going up against him. So it was good for all of us.
Absolutely.
Is Peanut a Hall of Famer?
Hands down.
I'm about to say, why you ask that? Duh.
Yeah, I know that was kind of a lob. That was a lob.
Yeah,
he's a Hall of Famer, definitely.
There's about 4 Hall of Famers on that Bear squad.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Devin next. Devin, Peanut,
Lance. Oh wait, no.
Riggs.
Lance is coming up. Is it this year or next year?
I'm not sure.
I think it's this year. I'm pretty sure.
This year.
You got Pep, which he was already a Hall of Famer before he got to the Bears.
Yeah.
If Tommy Harris wouldn't have got hurt, he would have been a Hall of Famer.
Most definitely.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surrounded by some greats.
I'm gonna tell you, person. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not Hall of Fame worthy, but I really enjoyed Matt Forte's career. Matt Forte.
Yeah, I was just about to say that too. Yeah,
he was a beast. He's definitely knocking on the door. I'm looking like if Curtis Martin got in, hell,
100 catches in 1 year.
1 year,
most definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey man, so before we let you go, Johnny, you spent like what, 5-6 years in Chicago before you went to Germany, or longer than that?
So I retired in 13 and just left this past October.
Oh, so you just got to Germany. Oh,
Yeah, I just got to Germany. Yeah.
Oh,
gotcha. Okay.
So even after I retired, I stayed in Chicago. Chicago was pretty much home for me. That's all I knew was Chicago. I've been up there pretty much my whole adult life. Had so many friends, relationships. I was still in the community, still coaching, still felt the love. So why would I want to leave a city like that gave so much to me? All I want to do was just give back.
Man, we thank you.
Which is exactly why we all like you the way we do, man.
Hey, come back.
Hey, me and my wife talk about that all the time. It's in our mind. So
my mom is a fan. She wants you to come back and help coach the Bears.
Yeah,
she really does.
Hey, I don't think I can coach at that level, man. Coaches put in more hours than players.
Yeah, it's work.
So I'd rather stay at that high school level where I can really teach and really give back.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually ask this before I let somebody go. You said you spent a lot of time in Chicago. Did you spend a lot of time eating Harold's chicken?
I did. Like before games, bro. Like that night, I would go get Harold's chicken in the next day. I remember I ate it one night in the day of the game, and I was on the field throwing up during a play.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, eating chicken for a game can't be good.
Yeah, threw it up during a drive, and we scored that drive. I was still making plays.
Should have done that every game, man.
Yeah.
Did you ever have Uncle Remus?
No, I never had that. Where that's at?
That's on the west side. You ain't missing nothing. You ain't missing nothing.
They just Harold's and chicken and waffles.
Chicken and waffles. Chicken and waffles is good. Yeah, it's good.
That's real random. What Harold's would you go to?
The one that used to be right there, or I think it's still there by the Hilton Hotel.
The one that was on 8th and Wabash. It used to be on
Wabash. Yep, 8th and Wabash. Yep, right there. It was like as soon as you come out of the hotel, it's 2 minutes. Not even 2 minutes.
It's like right in the back of the hotel. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I think AB goes to that one all the time. Don't you, AB? He go to that Harold's all the time.
I go to Burcott's in Watsika. That's where I go for my chicken. I don't got anywhere to go around here, man. It's painful around here. I got to get grocery store chicken. Like we don't even have a chicken store anymore. We had a KFC, but they closed that shit down too. Like I am dying for a chicken place here. Like, ugh.
You know, we're gonna have to freeze you some Harold's and send it to you too, Alan.
And some Moors, Paris.
Hey, I got you. It's coming. It's coming.
Okay. I ain't holding my breath, but okay.
As long as he owe you, you'll never be broke.
Damn right. Yes, sir.
Hey, John, it's been great, man. It's been great. We ain't gonna take up no more of your time, but yeah, we're glad that you came on the podcast. You dropped a few gems. And we appreciate everything that you did for our team, for the Bears. And we hope that we can have you back maybe, sometime before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, JB, man. I really appreciate y'all for having me. I've always felt the love, and I feel the love right now. Thank you.
Most definitely.
For sure, man.
And start studying up on them Bears, because we're going to have Bears questions for you next time. A lot.
All right, I'm going to try to catch them, man.
All right, man.
All right, man.
All right.
Peace out, bro.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Thank you, Johnny. Nice.
Hey, man, that's class personified right there.
Sir.
That's
awesome dude, man.
Awesome person, man.
100% humble. I
Real
love
talk.
that.
Real talk.
Awesome dude, man.
Baller.
baller, shot caller, but ate the whole humble pie. The whole thing did not, he didn't. He's a real chill, kind of laid back dude.
And he ate all the Harold's chicken too, apparently.
Hey, we definitely could kick it with Johnny. That'd be a nice
Yeah, I would be okay with that any day of the week.
Yeah, that would be dope, man. That would be
Definitely.
dope.
But
boys, what are you all thinking? We got just a little bit of time left. What are y'all thinking about today? What are we looking for? Because I was a little concerned. I'm sorry, I have to be that guy. When I heard that Justin came out 2 days ago, had a little bit of a groin problem, a little bit of a tweak.
You're not the only one that felt that way, JB.
So you
and I are kindred spirits, man.
Right.
Because, I mean, as soon as I heard groin, I'm like, oh, let's pump the brakes on this again. Everybody wants him to ball out. All of us do, obviously. But at the end of the day, let's just take our time with this. Let's see where it goes. I want to see a little more development this week, like I did last week. Solid play. Hopefully he can get up on some ones. As much as I love seeing him ball out on that second unit, I want to see some of that against the first team. Because we didn't see that last week.
We didn't. And as much as, again, how you and I are always linked, going against the ones, and the Bears will have a top defense, I'm predicting this, but they can't touch you.
You think the Bears have a top defense?
I think they will have a top defense this year. I think they'll have a top 10 defense.
A top defense, not the top.
No,
defense.
a top defense.
A top defense.
I think they're gonna be around 12.
I can take 12.
11, 12 is where I can see them. Their schedule, from what all accounts I've heard, is literally the hardest schedule in the NFL. They're going up against some real teams, man. And
they do.
That secondary
get you.
Secondary, though, they don't have Kyle Fuller anymore. Is Jalen Johnson going to stay healthy? Is Trufant going to be Trufant? Hopefully Kendall Vildor overtakes him, or at least has that slot spot. There's a lot of questions on that secondary that just really bother me.
So
that front seven, though, absolutely all day, every
day. That's what I was going to go with. Remember, that front seven caused a lot of havoc in 2018, which led the Bears to lead in takeaways.
Yeah. That
could be what we're seeing again today, because that front seven is a problem.
Well, is Robert Quinn also going to be healthy? Eddie Goldman, let's hope Eddie Goldman plays today. He starts getting back into form, because you and I both know Eddie Goldman, in my opinion, was the reason that defense took that step back last year.
Absolutely.
Eddie Goldman holds that middle down. He is the unsung hero of that defense,
Yes.
And it's going to be interesting to see.
Very.
So, for all of our sake, that they can hold on to that top 10 tier. Hopefully with Sean Desai now calling plays more like Vic Fangio, we can see that. And
I see them ball hawking more again, unlike how they didn't do with Pagano, which is what I like.
And that's where Eddie Jackson shines. That is where he shines, when he can just roam.
And with us getting back to that, traditionally, we can say that the Bears fall short. They'll have a top 5 defense and like a 20-second offense. Hopefully that won't be the case this year, because now you have an offense that's capable of sustaining drives, so the defense can actually get a little rest.
But you have no offensive line.
Paper. I think the line, we're going to table the Tevin Jenkins discussion probably till Tuesday. I'm a little upset, AB. I know what you're going to say. Me and you going to talk. We're going to talk about I'm a little pissed too. Like, this is like Chris Williams, Gabe Carimi all over.
Maybe. Okay, so I've actually listened to a lot of reports, and a couple, guys that are like orthopedic surgeons were online speaking about this in particular. Mm-hmm. Apparently, it is more of a rudimentary. Obviously, surgery is always serious,
right?
But from what I'm hearing, it's not anything that can prohibit him from having a career. It's a pretty rudimentary surgery from what I'm told. Most players that have this surgery, I think they said a 75% chance of playing at least another, 4 to 5 years at least, not longer. So I'm trying to have the arrow up on that. They did take a gamble, JP.
I want the glass half full.
Yeah.
But do you play him this year?
You don't.
You don't.
As much as Nagy came out and said that he should be ready by November, December, you don't. You don't play him. Let him sit because they want to put him at that left tackle spot. He's had 0 reps at camp in that tackle spot. So why would you throw him out there, in the middle of a hopeful playoff run and put him at left tackle? He's not playing this year. There is no way I can see him playing. There's no reason to play him. Just like Justin Fields, pump the brakes, let him rest up, let him get right for next year. And then hopefully next year he comes out, everything's solved.
But, we as fans, we get a little selfish and we get a little, we're a microwave society. We want it now.
Absolutely. Well, some of us.
Let's say the majority of it.
I'm old school about that, man. Like, I'm all about the process, Just like I was arguing with Alex Brown last week about it, like the 3 top quarterbacks that most people say in the league are Mahomes, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers. All 3 of those guys sat their first year.
Rodgers first 3 years.
Rodgers sat 3, and it's just one of those things to me where, yes, there is data both ways. But I've heard some pretty crazy stats about a lot of quarterbacks that have sat that year. It usually pans out better for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think it's going to happen this year? No, I don't, because Nagy's going to nag. Nagy's going to get halfway through this year, week 5, 6. Andy Dalton and that team is not going to be playing up. He's going to look for that spark, and it's probably going to be Justin Fields. I would also say maybe that, maybe earlier than that, we might see some packages with him in the red zone, because that's where I think Fields is going to be a problem.
Absolutely, especially with his wheels.
Absolutely.
But backtrack just a little bit. Is the pressure – oh, that's my mom.
Mom agrees with me, as usual. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Our best fan.
Absolutely. If you figure Andy Dalton struggles, and I'm not saying he will, but let's say he does. Let's just say the first 5 games,
okay,
we're 2-3. Then you have a couple of games where you can make that ground back up. But this year, I mean, does 10-7 do it? Does 10-7 get you in this year? Or do you need 11 and do you need 11? Do you need 12?
I think you need at least 9. I think if you can go 9-8, I think that could be enough to get you a wild card spot. I don't think 7 wins is going to do it. I just don't.
So then when you get to that spot and now you're like, I got these 6 games left, I need 3 of them for sure. Do you make the change?
Well, so what week exactly are you planning on making that change?
Me personally, I wouldn't put, barring injury, I would break the season up into thirds, me personally.
Yeah. Like Lovey.
Like, basically. Yeah. But the problem is, like, if it's just so heinous, like, I think we play very well against good teams, but then we slack off against lackluster teams. Like, we'll beat the Bucs and then lose to the Vikings, and Kirk Cousins had a piss poor game. Like,
or the Lions.
Or the, how does that happen? But Andy Dalton, to me, is more of a proven veteran to the point where he's not going to really make that big mistake that's going to hurt you.
Yeah. He's a game manager.
That mistake will come from Nagy, in my opinion.
Okay.
Not so much Dalton.
Yeah. I think the situation is definitely going to dictate that, JB, to where, the record is going to be what really pushes that change. The more and more they lose games, the more and more these people are going to be screaming. Fields had one preseason game where he balled out against second and third string, and people are already wanting him to have that starting job.
Jumping up and down.
Going insane about it. You're not going to tell me that the first time Dalton has that bad game, which I'm thinking is going to be week 1, because that Rams defense is no joke.
It's not.
That's scary.
And our offensive line is not up to par right now. You know, Jason Peters is 39 years old. He's going to be 40 in a couple weeks.
And he has no reps. He's been sitting.
He's got 0. He practiced the other day.
I saw that.
Why did we pick him up? Why did we pick up Jason Peters?
We picked him up out of necessity.
Had to.
Terrence, because we only had Elijah Wilkinson. We don't have another left tackle. So they needed him out of necessity just to get somebody there. So they gave him some guaranteed money, told him he's probably going to start, and threw him in.
Well,
and
at this point, AB, he kind of has to start, right? Just by default.
He does.
And we don't know what's going on with Alex Barrs on the other side. We don't know what's going on with Ifedi. Like, it's a lot of line shell play that needs to take place before we just say, go ahead, Fields.
There is way too much service. Yeah, there is way too much doubt for me right now with that whole line. Put in Dalton. Let him get killed. Just let Dalton take the
Damn, man.
Let Justin sit and learn how to be a pro. Watch Dalton, learn from him how he, preps every week, stuff like that. That's what needs to happen. And that's why Nagy is so, okay with this whole process. And I'm actually behind him on it for once. I'm normally not behind a lot of Nagy, but I am behind him on this because he has seen the blueprint. Obviously, the situation whenever he was with the Chiefs was a little different. Alex Smith actually had a very good year that first year, and that's
a career year.
Yeah, he was number 1 in QBR, I think, or something like that, and that's why you didn't see Mahomes until the last game because they already had everything locked up. This is different with Dalton. He hasn't been here, but he's been in the league long enough, and he kind of knows enough about the system to where he can carry us just for the time being until we let this kid develop and give him some time. I heard he had a horrible practice the other day, actually. I heard it was so bad.
Really?
I heard that Fields had his worst practice, I think it was 2 days ago, and he actually asked Bill Lazor if he could stay over and run it back for him, which he did. So that tells me that he is, he's coming for it. He's just not mentally there yet.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But let me like play devil's advocate a little bit here.
Mm-hmm.
This first Rams game, as great as that defense is, as scary as Aaron Donald is just individually, let's say Dalton is getting crushed because of poor line play. I still don't want to put Justin Fields. I might literally put Foles in.
I would. I know they won't. I would.
This means you
Foles in?
I would.
I
am not putting Justin Fields on the road.
Listen to my
first season.
If Dalton goes down, I'm not putting him a third string quarterback.
So you put in Fields and let Aaron Donald crush him?
I mean, I'm gonna have to.
He's gonna start seeing ghosts after the first.
I don't think he would get crushed. I think that he will make.
I think he's gonna be running.
If the line is bad against the Rams, what do you think Nick Foles is gonna do? He can't run.
He's gonna get pounded, just like
He's gonna get his ass pounded. We gonna lose the game.
So then why would you
Justin Fields?
Why would you put your star franchise quarterback?
Because he can use his legs to win the game.
How can he use his legs? Tackles are one of them's 40, and who knows who's on the right side. So he's going to be crushing in the pocket. The only chance he's going to have is to get forward. He ain't going to be able to dip out whenever those guys.
Sure he will. Sure he will.
I don't think
he will. He can roll out of there and run.
I
don't have to take those
risks. I guarantee you, if Fields gets in, Leonard Floyd's only job is going to be to tee off on Fields every single play.
If he can catch him.
Well, Floyd runs a 4.42. What do you mean?
Wait. You talking about Nick Foles?
Floyd.
No, I'm talking about Floyd going after Justin. Nah. I don't think so. I don't think so.
I would be leery if that line is that bad. I would be literally.
I don't think the line is really that bad.
Well,
we're gonna see what Jason Peters has.
Who's our starting right tackle? I mean, is it going to be Borum? Is it going to be Ifedi? Like,
Hopefully, it's going to be Larry Borum.
There's just too many holes right now for me to really be confident about that line going into the season. You know, you haven't had that starting line even play together.
But remember, they keep switching positions. Mustafar, Whitehead, they keep. And what is up with James Daniels? We still don't know.
I haven't heard anything, JB. I haven't.
You see what I'm saying? There's too many unknowns.
There are.
You got second and third and retired players filling holes.
70-year-old men, yeah. I mean,
go with the philosophy of the best player plays. Whoever puts us in the best position to win the game, that's who we're going with. Is Nick Foles going to put us in the best position to win?
If that's the case, you know what? If that's the case, the easiest thing for a line to do is to run block. Montgomery going to get 30 carries. Damian should get 15.
That's the way that I think about it.
But let's do that.
This team is going to be a running team, is what they should be, a running team. And then, okay, I could get behind putting Justin Fields in there.
This Matt Nagy.
But Matt Nagy is not going to run the ball. He's going to put Justin Fields in, and Justin's still going to have to throw 40 times a game. You need to isolate him, away from that line, run the ball, use your best player in fucking Montgomery, please. And, then you can start setting up the pass. You can start setting up some bootlegs for Fields, doing it. Just like Alex said, the best thing for a bad line is a scrambling QB. But you have to set up that to let that happen. You can't just, throw him in and go, oh, he can scramble out of anything. That's okay. No.
Yeah, you can.
No, you don't do that to him.
Did
you got to set up a run game for him.
Did you remember Mike Shanahan did that to RG3?
That's exactly what happened to RG3.
Do you not remember that? He did the exact same thing. Oh, he's fast enough to run away from the pressure.
I remember that. I remember that.
But you can't just do that to him. You can't run the ball 7 times in a game. You've got to run the ball. You got to let Monty get 20-some touches a game. Set up the pass with the run.
Thank you.
Well, I'm not saying don't give Monty the ball.
That'll help those tackles if they're getting success up the middle. But, again, you're going up against Aaron Donald. So are you going to be able to run the ball in the middle of the field? There's just
probably not that much.
Thank God for Mama. She agrees. You don't put your franchise quarterback in and let him get hurt. You put Foles in and you take the L, man. He's not ready yet.
Mama, I love you, but I disagree with that.
Don't let that kid start saying ghosts that
you
quick.
You got to play the best players. Whoever puts you in the best position to win the game, that's who you go with. That's what I say. That's what I think. That's just my opinion.
I can't get down with a week 1. I just can't.
Not against that team, personally.
On the road, week 1, I just don't want to see him in there.
And I'm never taking a loss against anybody. I'm not trying to take a loss against
and again, folks out there, let us not seem like we're holding him with kid and gloves. We're just being optimistic because the Bears have had some success against the Rams, but we also had a more stout, intact line too.
But this Rams team is different.
It's very different.
This Rams team is a different animal. They were the best defense last year. You got Matt Stafford.
Man, y'all sound like y'all scared of somebody.
Not scared, just being realistic.
I'm just being real. You sound like some of those guys on my Bears page, saying I'm scared putting him in. I'm not scared. I'm just smart. I just don't want to put my franchise quarterback in. I got to ask on the road against the best defense in the league. Team.
What is Mustafa going to do against Aaron Donald?
Nothing.
Now, I'll tell you what, James Daniels actually held him pretty well. But
James Daniels?
Yeah, but
2 years ago.
Is he going to play? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this line. I'm going to have to do some homework for next week. You know what? I'm going to see right now if they have.
Can you put up what Alex Escovedo just said? Ace, thanks for that. Thanks for that.
It's a new year. Anything can happen. You're right.
And the one right below that.
Last year was last year. Agree. Again.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Again, the top defense in the league last year. On the road against a rookie.
With us having no line. That's the biggest.
No line?
No line.
I mean,
you all are totally disrespecting and discrediting the line.
as we should. They
It's
haven't
not.
played together.
It's not horrible.
No cohesion. There's a 40-year-old man playing left tackle right now. You know, what exactly has this line done to let us, outside of having 4 games last year against the bottom 4 defenses in the NFL, what have they shown you, Terrence? What have they shown you to let them think that when they go up against real competition that they're going to hold it? Nothing. You cannot even against the Packers.
Why you asked me a question didn't even let me answer it?
Because I know you ain't going to be able to.
Well, Ace, that is right. Their defensive coordinator is a head coach now. So
yeah,
that is true.
But you know what? I don't think that system is going to change that much. And you still got Aaron Donald. You still got Jalen Ramsey. You still got those Leonard Floyd playing better. I just can't get behind it, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, at this point, we'll just have to sit there and see, right? So if we can get lightning in the bottle out of Peters, great. If he could be a stopgap till Tevin Jenkins comes back next year, great. If we can get a James Daniels, if we could get a Jermaine Ifedi back, and it actually works, then by all means, if we need to put Justin in, I can understand that. But maybe week 6, 7, 8.
I mean, week 2 is the Bengals. You could do that all day. I'm fine against the Bengals, but I just don't see it, man.
Not week 1. I don't want to see him
unless there's like some red zone package for him to where, he can throw some, runs in there, stuff like that. I'm okay with. And all right, Jason Peters. Let's hope he's good. I know the Bullets said that he had some really good tape last year against the Rams. I haven't seen that.
But you know what? Again, he's probably a Hall of Famer. He probably is a Hall of Famer, right?
Oh, yeah, but he's also.
But it's 40. Like he's right. He's 40. It's not like we're saying he's not good.
And he's at zero practice.
32-year-old Jason Peters. This is
like
40.
He's obviously not in shape yet either. He's obviously not set in stone in shape. He just got to camp, guys.
Right. He's been sitting on the couch.
You've got to relax on, pretty much like Alex said, last year's last year. You want to go with that narrative? Last year's last year. Jason Peters this year, hardly any camp. He's almost 40 on a new team against the number 1 defense last year. You're not going to convince me any otherwise. Sorry, Terrence.
Not to cut you off, but I don't know if you lost track of time.
I agree with that too, Alex. It is quarter after 11.
Yeah. We still got a little more show, but you got a game to go to.
Yeah, I got to get up out of here, but it's hard for me to let you boys go.
I know.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
Talk as usual.
So I'll update y'all from the game. I'll be seeing you guys.
For sure.
Bet. That'll work.
That was on Saturday morning. We appreciate and love you guys. Shout out to Johnny Knox.
Yep.
I'm out.
All right, JB.
Maybe he's out. He's thinking about it. So now that it's just me and Terrence, guys, the fans that are listening, do you have any questions for us about this upcoming game or maybe upcoming, this season? Because we do have another, good 15 minutes or so. We want to give you, the fans, a little, extra time with us to ask us anything that you want. I don't think Mama probably didn't stick around after JB's gone, but if she has a question, I will gladly answer her question.
And while you all get those questions together, we're gonna go to a little Post-it notes that we were gonna do on the last show, but we didn't get to it. So let's go ahead and get to it now.
job.
Yeah, that beat is dope. So can you throw up that that note? That post?
Blasphemy?
Yeah.
You mean this one?
No, not that one. Not that one.
What one?
I think I put a Mitch. Did I put a Mitch?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
It's right here in front of your face.
So I know a lot of people say, I'm tired of the Mitch conversation. Well, so what? It's fun topic, so we gonna talk about that shit.
I'm one of them.
So Mitch said and posted, well, he didn't post it. Thad Brown posted it. And he said it's nice to be in a place where people want and care about you progressing as a person and a player. Is that shade?
Yes.
It is?
It's absolutely shade. So
okay. I
we
agree.
can break this down a little bit, okay? So the reason I think that it's shade is a couple reasons. So first of all, it's about nice to be at a place where, you know, some people actually care about you. That's implying that the last place you were, they didn't care about you.
They didn't care, right?
Secondly, for me, and this is the most, is that they care about you progressing as a player. And I know that that's throwing shade at Nagy because he thinks that Nagy didn't utilize him correctly in his system, which in a way, he's not wrong. He's not.
No.
But when you can't throw the ball more than 10 yards, you're not a quarterback in this league. You're not going to convince me, Mitch, that you're going to be anything other than that because you have shown too many times, I've watched too much film on him, to watch his feet aren't ever set right, even though he has these off seasons where he works on his footwork. And then he comes out and he gets happy feet again, or he throws off his back foot wrong. He gets guys wide open.
Back foot.
His worst throws are the ones that are wide open. He gets antsy and he gets a little overthrown, you know. And those shouldn't be the balls that we should be worrying about. It should be the ones where he's throwing a slant route 15 yards downfield, you know, to a guy that's in double coverage. Not the wide open throws, man. And that's why, like, I 100% think that this was shade. It was, you know, a lot of it was also on the media because I heard a little bit more of that interview. He wasn't completely out for everybody, but that is a dig. I'm sorry. I don't care what anybody says. Yes, whoever you are, Facebook user, you are correct, sir.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call him trash.
I would.
But he's not a good quarterback. He's not a good first-string quarterback. So, because he kind of shaded shaded the fans, kind of shaded Matt Nagy a little bit, do we boo him today?
Yes. I mean, I'm petty. I'm petty.
I'm petty too.
But
I'm gonna boo the shit out of him.
The reason I want to boo him now is because of that shit he just said. You know, don't come out and be like, oh, well, I'm actually somewhere where they want me. They don't want you as a starter, Mitch. They want you as a backup.
Right.
You know, he said in a little bit more of that interview about his process about this offseason, about he was looking for a team that he could compete. Well, he didn't get that. So then he wanted the best situation for him. And I've went on record on other shows, not here as much, but saying that I think that Josh Allen is what I wanted Mitch Trubisky to be. That's exactly what I envisioned when they drafted Mitch, when I saw his tape. I thought that's what he was going to hopefully develop into. And then Josh Allen gets drafted after, and you see him on those steps. He's the guy that's taking those steps. So Mitch's mind is, well, he's the kind of quarterback I want to be. So maybe if I go over to Buffalo, he can train me the same way. But the difference is that Josh Allen can throw the ball downfield. Mitch cannot throw the ball downfield.
Unless he throws it off his back foot. When he throws off his back foot, he can get it down there. Like, for
he can
example,
get it
that
down
play
there,
with
but it's not
Taylor
accurate.
Gabriel.
Like he's not accurate down.
No, he's not accurate, and he's not consistent.
Mama's got it, man. Boo him.
Absolutely, you boo. Yes, I agree with that, Mom. I agree with that.
Okay, like I'm not gonna sit here and say, I want Mitch to lose his job or anything like that. I just don't think he's starting. He's not a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL.
He's not
a backup. He's going to be a career backup because of that reason. Because he can't throw the ball more than 10 yards down the field at a time without everybody cringing and holding themselves. The only other time he is good, ever since college, whenever he was playing in the Sun Bowl. Here's how the game went: 3 quarters, trash. Just he couldn't do anything. 4th quarter comes, he miraculously leads them back because the defense plays different. Defense isn't as aggressive. They're giving him those throws, and he's taking advantage of them. Same thing he did here. 3 quarters of trash, 4th quarter hero. But you can't live like that in the NFL. You just can't live like that in the NFL. And yes, Bullets, I am
good point.
sick and fucking tired of it. I run a Bears page, about 8,000 people. And I literally had a couple months where I had a rule where we couldn't talk about Mitch because all it did was start fights. You got Mitch truthers out there who will not, no matter in what scenario, will admit that this man cannot start in the league because he's a nice guy. Because he shows up on time.
Yeah, that don't have to do with nothing. That don't have shit to do with nothing.
It doesn't translate to wins. Just because you're a good guy and you clean the locker room doesn't mean you're a starting fucking quarterback in the NFL. It just doesn't. The stats,
Jerry, you're absolutely right.
The stats outside of the 4th quarter tell you most of the story. Instead of garbage time or against bottom feeders in the league. Real defenses know exactly how to play him. They know what he can do and what he can't do. And that's why he struggles so much against even average defenses. That's not going to change. It's not. Thank you, Bullets, again.
So do we see in the first quarter and maybe part of the second quarter, do we see Montgomery get some touches finally?
Well, hopefully. From what I've heard, yes, absolutely. He's going to be playing with the first team. I haven't heard yet today of anybody from the first team being out. I haven't looked at the depth chart for today either, though. So as far as I know, everybody is a go except the obvious injuries that we've had.
Is Demir Bird still injured?
As far as I know, yes. I don't think he's playing today either.
And I think Daz Newsome is still injured too, right?
Daz is almost back. He's off the PUP list now, I believe, but he's not going to play today because they're being a little cautious. He's probably not ready until week 1, week 2, I'd say.
Okay. We need to see some wide receiver play because that's a crowded wide receiver room, isn't it?
I want to see Allen Robinson a little bit today. I want to see Darnell Mooney. I want to see Goodwin get up and play a little bit today.
Definitely.
I want to see these guys ball today. Even if it's for a quarter, I want to see this first team unit as whole as it can be and have a little, have some actual sustained success today.
Why is Javon Williams still on this team?
That's a great question. Because familiarity with the offense. That's about the only thing that I can tell you, T. I don't know any other reason why you should have this kid on here at this point. I still think he's a cancer. I don't think he's that great running routes. I don't think he catches the ball very well. I don't really see the point of having him on.
He plays special teams all right, though.
I mean,
the suicide team. So I guess that might be the only reason why he's still on the team. But that does not translate to having a roster spot just because you play only special teams. Unless you're like a kick returner or a dynamic kick returner or punt returner.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Daz Newsome and, you're going to probably have Goodwin for that this year. You know, he's not really going to do anything. He might, I don't know, maybe they put him at gunner. I mean, I'm not really sure what role Wims has on this team anymore.
What about Riley Ridley?
Riley Ridley is slower than everybody. Riley Ridley, you know, we've honestly talked about it here, about how this wide receiver core is so fast outside of Allen Robinson. You know, you've got a bunch of 4-3, 4-4 guys. Riley Ridley isn't that. Riley Ridley's another one that I'm very concerned about, you know, about him even making this team. You know, is he going to be that fifth, sixth wide receiver? How many wide receivers does this team hold? I don't know the answer to that. I think Riley Ridley could maybe get a practice squad spot, but other than that, I don't see a lot for him.
Is he even eligible for a practice squad?
I think he is this year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not 100% on the rules for practice squad, but I think that he can still be on it this year, if I'm not mistaken, just because of his playing time in the NFL. I think I'm not 100% on that though. Don't quote me on that.
He might get snatched up if he gets placed on the practice squad. He might get snatched up.
Yeah, I mean,
just because he's been in the league.
I don't know about that, honestly, Terrence, because there's a lot of wide receivers that are in his same scenario. You know, is his route running good enough to get him on, you know, maybe a team like the Jets, like a bad team? Possibly.
Is that like the trash can of the NFL right now?
Absolutely.
Because I think you said that before.
The Jets are going to be the worst team in the league, and the Lions are probably going to be close behind.
Even with Zach Wilson,
Wilson is a rookie. Zach Wilson has no one to throw the ball to at all. Their offensive line is it's average, but Zach Wilson can't do it all by himself. He's going to be thrown to the wolves. He's going to struggle. You know, I love Zach Wilson, honestly. He was honestly my favorite quarterback in this draft outside of Trevor Lawrence. Like, I watched a lot of Zach Wilson when he played at BYU. He's got a great delivery. He improvises very well. You know, he's a team player. He's first guy in. He's like Mitch, but he actually has an arm.
We just dissing Mitch.
I was actually calling him Aaron Mahomes when we did our draft show on Aaron Rodgers mixed with Patrick Mahomes. He's got some zing, he's got some improv, just like those guys do. He can move a little bit. I like the kid, I do, but they have absolutely nothing around him. He will be lucky to make it through the year alive. That's my opinion.
So shit, I mean, it's not going to be any different than when Sam Darnold was the quarterback then. I mean, he didn't have nobody to throw to either.
They do have a whole new coaching staff, but yes, you're right. They just don't have any players right now. I can't remember what his name is. They actually just lost, from what I hear, is their best player. I can't remember what position he plays. He just tore his ACL. Can't remember for the life of me who it was though. But you know, they're just losing players hand and foot. You know, they have a rookie team. It's going to be about 2 or 3 years until you see them maybe take that step. They're going to have a lot of salary cap room, you know, but I don't see it. So the Jets, maybe the Lions, Eagles are going to be pretty bad. Those are kind of the three that I think that probably are the top 3 picks. Maybe Houston's in there too, probably. Out of those 4.
So, you know, our guy, Ricky Manning, that we had on the podcast maybe a few months ago, he's over there coaching.
Oh, okay. No.
For the Jets.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we don't really wish them bad just because he's coaching, but unless they play the Bears.
I kind of feel bad for them. Like, I feel bad for Jets fans because they've had, like, as much as I would kind of rather be in their spot a lot of times than our spot because we're kind of in that 500 range where, you know, we're a playoff team, but we're not really a good playoff team that makes noise. You know, I would much rather, you know, just blow it down, blow it up, have those draft picks, have some salary cap and just build it up that way. But this purgatory that we're in, hopefully Justin Fields puts us over the top. But just like we've talked about, Terrence, man, this defense is getting older. It's not getting any younger.
How many years they got left?
The secondary has some problems. Well, you've got Roquan Smith, who's about to sign a new deal. He's still fairly young.
He's due for a big payday.
He's going to get $100 million.
Payday.
He's going to get 5 years, $100 million. As long as he plays out this season, he will definitely get that. You've got like Bilal Nichols, who's going to have a contract coming up. I think he's around 26, 27. He's an average guy. Akeem Hicks is, 30, 31, 32. He needs a new contract. You've got Danny Trevathan, who's 31, 32, 33. Or, he's got 1 year left on his deal, but he's slowing up. Who's going to play that other safety spot? Who's going to be your other corner? These are questions that have to be answered. I don't see that defense getting any better unless they have a hell of a draft or have some free agency, signings that help them. But they're not going to have that much money in free agency. So you got to hold up Allen Robinson. You got to sign Roquan. Other than that, Terrence, this team is a mystery going into next year to me, except that defense getting a little older and slower. So,
yeah, I hear you, and yeah, it's a big question mark, definitely.
Hopefully, we'll translate the offense soon, because Mac ain't getting any younger.
Well, the tight end room is that's a bright spot, kind of. Speaking of a tight end room, let's play a wait a minute. What?
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
I tried playing it.
Do it again. I'm just like hearing. And wait a minute. What? So throw up that quote.
So this quote is the laughing stock of life to me. Jesse James messed around and take Cole's starting job.
Man, when I saw this shit, I said, come on, man. Jesse James caught a pass from Justin Fields.
Someone needs to take that.
There was no one within a 10-mile radius of Jesse James. So he was able to just grab the ball and back into the end zone. So, does that really make him eligible to take Cole Kmet's spot?
Okay. So here's what I'm going to tell you, Terrence. Last year, he played in the Lions. 14 catches, 129 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Year before that, the Lions. 16 catches, 142 yards. No touchdowns. That's his past 2 years. Do I need to keep going?
No. No.
This man is not a receiving tight end.
He's a blocking tight end.
Blocking tight end who was in the right play at the right time. He has practiced a lot with Fields. He's going to have a little cohesion with him, which is great. But you're not replacing him with Cole Kmet.
No.
You're not. He's not built for what we need at that position for, like a Travis Kelce. Honestly, Cole Kmet's not even really. But he's worked his ass off. He's improving. Hopefully he doesn't try to jump over anybody.
Oh, my God. When he did that shit, I was like, oh, my God.
I thought he was going to flip.
He didn't need – this is a preseason game, dog. You don't need to do all that.
It's not even that. It's more for me is that he's not that type of tight end. He should have lowered his shoulder and rammed his ass over. If you're getting one-on-ones with DBs, I expect Cole Kmet to knock him on his ass. I do. And that's what I want to see out of Cole Kmet, not jumping over anybody.
No. We don't need another injury.
No, we don't. We absolutely don't. So whoever, and I wish you would have put that man's name behind this so I could find this man on Facebook and tell him he needs therapy because he does. This is an insane thing to say.
That is crazy.
After one preseason game against the 2s and 3s, you cannot ever say that. That's like coming out and saying, that the backup wide receiver who played well against the third string team should start against Allen Robinson. It's just blasphemy. Just don't say it. Just stop yourself.
Yes.
Do your homework before you talk.
Do we come up with a prediction for this preseason game, or we just want to see guys compete? We just want to see competition.
If you want to have some fun with it, I'm okay with that. You're going to see more of the first-team offense. You're going up against Mitch Trubisky. It's going to be a low-scoring game. At least on that side of the ball.
You throw darts at Mitch every chance you get.
I love to. So the only other thing for me is that the Bills' defense is no joke. I don't think that they're going to run their normal packages because they blitz a little bit, here and there. I don't think they're going to do that as much just because it is a preseason game. I think that they just kind of want to get through it, but I still think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I think the difference is going to be whenever Justin Fields comes in and he's going up against Mitch or he's going up against Jake Fromm. Those are going to be, I think Fields can take that over again, just like he did last week. So I predict the Bears win. I think it's going to be something kind of like, I would say 20-17, 24-17, something like that.
Yeah, it would be something like that, I think. Guys are going to be fighting for jobs, man. This is the second to last preseason game, so we should see some decent action, at least from the 2s and 3s.
Yeah, well, this one's going to be more like a dress rehearsal like last year when you had the third preseason game for that. Or not last year, but 2 years ago. So this year, the second game is going to be more like a dress rehearsal for us. So you're going to see a lot of first-team offense today. You're going to be waiting on Justin Fields, guys. You're going to be waiting. But you're going to get to watch Mitch get his head kicked in, which is what I'm all waiting for. I hope Matt plays the whole – I hope that whole first team says, all right, coach, as long as that guy's on the field, I'm on the fucking field. That's what I want to see. I want that whole first team to just want to bury his ass. But they probably won't.
I'll be petty. I'm with you, AB.
I'm going to drive that petty train. I'm going to drive it all the way to the station.
Yeah, I'm on that motherfucker. Give me a seat. Give me a seat. Because, if Mitch never shaded the team or the city like that, I probably would still boo him, but now I'm booing him with purpose.
I just boo him because of how much, anguish and pain on my Bears page he's given me. Because I have to deal with it every day. Every day, Mitch Truther's coming out. But it is what it is, It's not 100% on him. People need to be mad at Ryan Pace as well. Because Ryan
we're more so mad at him.
Is the guy who was hoodwinked into thinking that other teams were going to move up for Mitch. I heard Cleveland was thinking about it, but you should have got Watson.
Good job, John Lynch, because he didn't have no intention to pick up Mitch. He just told them, I'm going to pick him if you don't.
Yep.
So dumbass Ryan Pace was like, shit, we better get him.
Well, he actually told him, which was true, that I guess Cleveland was talking to them about moving up for Mitch because he's actually from Cleveland. I think he was Mr. Football in Ohio when he was in high school. So he kind of had some ties there, which makes sense because it's Cleveland. Enough said. I don't need to go into that.
Damn, right. So you throwing darts at the Browns too?
Throwing it at everybody around, man.
Damn, everybody can get it, huh?
Nobody's safe from me today. You just wait till after this game. I'm probably going to – buddy.
Well, Game time is like in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go try to prepare some kind of brunch or something.
Yeah, same. I'm
So I can sit down and
hungry talking about all that chicken.
Right. Shit, I
Ready to
should
go
go to
eat.
Harold Chicken. That's what I should do. Shit.
I would.
I promise after this podcast, no more Mitch talk. Unless he really fucks it up today.
I mean, we're going
We
to
have
have to talk about it Tuesday a little bit. About how he got his clavicle broken and how he's in intensive care, hopefully. Right?
Damn, man. Damn.
Anyway.
Let's do some shout outs real quick and get out of here.
Shout out to all these fans that came in early this morning. You know, thank you for being with us. T. Ross, Bullets, Mama. She jumped out, I think.
No, she's still in.
I think she said she jumped out. We got our buddy Alex Acevedo, North R Up. You know, the list goes on. Thank you guys again for a great show. You know, something we just threw together. Great turnout as usual. Thank you, fans. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Terrence. And definitely thank you, Johnny Drama, because a man I've always admired, always looked up to. I mean, I know he was here for a short time, but one of the best to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well,
Mama is still
yeah.
there.
Yeah, she commented right there. So I'm shouting out everybody as well in the chat. Bullets. Sherry was watching too. She's part of the team.
Yeah.
But she's still in the bed. But shout out Sherry. Shout out Sherry. Shout out Mama. Appreciate you. Always tuning in. But everybody in the chat. X Factor. AB.
Thank you.
JB. JI couldn't make it. But shout out to him as well. SP, the super producer. Just the whole CCP team. Appreciate all y'all. You know, like I always say, this podcast does not move without you all. It doesn't move. We will be back on Tuesday. Well, I appreciate everybody waking up early. Let me say that. Waking up early to be with us today.
I mean, is 10 o'clock really that early, though?
On the weekend, yeah.
I mean, if you chopped it up the night before, maybe, but
On the weekend, that's early because, you know, people want to sleep in and shit on the weekends. On weekdays, it's shit, that's late. You should have already started your day by then. But, yeah, shout out to everybody waking up early, getting your coffee or your beer or whatever the hell you do in the morning, then tuning in to us. We appreciate it. But, yeah, we will be back on Tuesday. And we do have another form of beer that will be on Tuesday. I'm not going to say.
Oh, would you just tell them?
No, I'm not going to say who it is.
Sat here with us for this show. Why don't you at least give them that as a present?
Okay, well, how about this? I'll drop a hint. Number 46. And his initials are C and H.
That should be enough.
So what I'm gonna do,
mean, that's more than enough in my book. I mean,
and tonight I will put out, either tonight or tomorrow, I will put out a promo and everybody will see who it is. But I'm going to just drop a hint right now. His number was 46. 46 before the numbers changed. So if you wear 46, you're either a cornerback or safety. I just gave a big hint. I just gave a big hint right there.
You just basically.
Why
I
they be
don't even know why you waste your time with it. You should just tell these fine people.
So his name is Chris Harris.
Thank
Chris
you.
Harris is going to be our guest
Harris.
on Tuesday. God damn it.
I knew I'd get you to do it.
God damn it. Chris Harris is going to be on Tuesday. That's going to be a great pod.
Yeah, I can't wait. Another one of the
hopefully-
guys that I grew up watching that I loved, man. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, he was a hitter.
Yeah,
He was a hitter.
worker.
So that's gonna be a fun pod. Hopefully, I can make it. If I can't make it, AB, JB, y'all gonna hold it down.
We'll be holding down the show.
Your boy is gonna be on Chicago Fire. So
are you? Nice.
yeah. So the call time, I don't know what time the call time is. If it's early, then I will make it. But if it's late, then I probably won't, because they go for a while.
Okay.
You know, Chicago Fire is much different than the Shy.
Yeah.
The Shy gets you in, gets you out.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to pay that overtime.
I bet not.
When you're dealing with Chicago Fire and NBC, they'll pay that overtime. They don't give a shit. They don't care.
They're making money hand over foot.
Yeah. So, yep, we got 15 minutes before the game. So, for my man, X Factor, AB, my man that knows every single stat from every single team since the 90s and 80s, the basketball and football. Thanks for coming out. I'm the point guard, quarterback, and the coolest dude in the room when I'm the only dude in the room. We out.